This video, I'm going to be going over what I believe to be one of the best early game blitzes in college football 25. Now, W is running this on Henry religiously, and he is consistently getting a lot of pressure. So I wanted to kind of break down what he's doing and kind of show it within Madden as well, so we can really dive into the concept. This is something that I talked about in a video that I did earlier on this channel about what I believed is going to, why certain defenses are going to be really good in college football, and I'm going to explain why this defense right here is really, really good. And right here, W actually is going to show us play art. So we're going to go ahead and just pause it here. But essentially, if you just look at this formation, and let me actually back this up real quick, and I want to show you like kind of what it looks like coming out of the huddle. So when you come out of the huddle, this formation is called 3-3-5 penny. As you can see, this looks very similar to 3-3-5 cub or 3-3 cub in Madden. Now, this is a defense that is super popular in college football in real life, and it's utilized to help defend a lot of these spaced and spread sets. This is something that I've talked about on the channel before. I believe that the best defense in college football 25 is going to be some type of nickel set where you can essentially send a 5-man pressure, and then you can essentially play coverage with the remainder of your players. The reason this is going to be important is because you need that 5-man box to be able to counter any kind of spread run game, but simultaneously, because of the alignment issues that are going to be in college football 25 because with the removal of base align, you're going to need that 6-man cover set that can go either outside or inside based off what the receivers are doing. This is why 3-3-5 cub, 3-3 cub has been good in Madden for the last 4 or 5 years, and I believe it's going to be the best defense in college football. Now, you can go check out the whole gameplay that W did on this. I believe Henry did a gameplay on his channel. I'll leave links to both of those channels in the description if you want to go check out the full gameplay. But what I want to really dive into here is if you just look at this real quick. So Henry is running, I believe he's running cluster, right? So with cluster, you cannot block your tight end. You can only block your running back. Now, that's fine. It's not really that big of a deal in terms of what makes this blitz good. What Dubby's doing, and this is what we were seeing in the end game of Madden 24, and I'm going to show it in just a minute on Madden 24 once we kind of go through this. He's shifting his defensive line away from the running back, right? He's shifting his defensive line on the weak side of the formation. He's going to crash that defensive line outside, I believe. Let's take a look at the play art, and then you'll see that he's going to blitz this corner. So you see here, see how you get this little 3-man kind of pressure concept. Now, Henry's going to motion this running back across. The purpose of this motion across is to try to block this blitz. And what's even more interesting is Dubby's actually only sending really 3 technically. This send right here is more of a contain rush. It's not going to really do anything. This spy is to try to take away the contain. This is an old school style of blitzing that was really good when I first started doing YouTube back in Madden 10, Madden 11, Madden 12. And it looks like this style of blitzing is back in college football. It's going to make a massive difference in terms of how you're going to be able to play defense, and it's really going to help you because this formation is also really equipped to be able to handle a lot of different things. So I'm just going to let this run here. This is a 4th down situation, and I just want you to watch this blitz. So you see right here, you've got this right here over here. You got this running back trying to pick it up, and this running back can pick this blitz up. He's not always going to do it. You see there we get a quick shed. At this point right here, W could send the spy because it's going to take away this rollout. He also switch-sticked onto this cloud to take away the wheel route. This is really high-level defense, and you're seeing like this. If I just send the spy right here, this is done. Now, this is super important. Kind of roll back the tape here, and we'll actually show kind of the entirety of this drive as we kind of touch on this. So why 3-3 cub is going to be really good. This is, I think it's called 3-5 penny in this, but you see right there, just absolute screaming. It was the same exact setup, and let me just show you what this blitz looks like if you don't block the running back. So you see here, it's a send 5 out. This guy is coming clean every single time off of this edge, and you're going to be able to get that pressure with that spy. It really takes away the ability to step up and roll out, which is what Henry had been doing earlier on in the game. So really good. And you see, I mean, this defense is super, super good, okay? You'll see it here again, 2nd and 10, same idea, send 4, get that super good pressure. And I've actually seen, if you go watch this whole entire game, you're going to see that this blitz can come in even if they block the running back. This is a really, really good defense. I think Henry even starts running this defense later on in this footage. I haven't watched the entirety of the game yet. I got to kind of continue to watch through here, but I wanted to get this out as soon as I could because I want you to see kind of what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how it's going to be working. As you see right here, that time the blocked running back did get it, but and Henry's actually able to dot up, but that spy could have been sent. And you'll see here, blocked running back on the right side. This was really important. I did want to show this. I thought this had come up here. So what Henry's going to start to do is he's saying, okay, I'll just block my running back right here. And you got to understand, like, Henry is a top-tier level Madden player. He's the best Madden player ever. He understands how to pick up blitzes. He knows how to slide. He knows how to do pass protection. So either A, he's choosing not to do any pass protection, which I don't think is likely, or B, this blitz is just really, really, really good. As you can see here, he blocks the running back. It appears like he slides to the left side. You would think that this would pick this up, but it really doesn't. As you see right here, this guy loops right around, and you're going to get this really nice pressure. Very, very good defense. And we're going to go into practice mode of Madden and kind of explain how the defense is going to work. Okay, so now we're in practice mode in Madden 24. Now, this is not college football, but I did want to use this to kind of illustrate it. Again, we just saw the college football gameplay. We saw the concept working. And so what I wanted to do in this portion of the video is I just wanted to explain why that happens, why that's the case, and what it really kind of explains to us just about kind of what defense is going to be in college football 25. So the reason that I'm suggesting that you really need to be in one of these nickel sets is because base line is no longer going to be good. So, for example, let's say that I come out in a super spaced out spread set, right? If I was to come out in dollar, and let's say I come out in spinner, I want you to look at the alignment. You're going to see here, see how these slot corners are aligned over these players? Okay, now let's say that I was to audible to trips. Look at the movement of the safeties. You see how everybody's moving? See how this blitzer moves out? To me, that's not really effective, because the reason why that's not effective is because it changes how those blitzes work. And so you can manipulate blitzes just with formations in college football, whereas in Madden with the baseline feature, you really weren't able to do that, right? So that's a super big point, and I hope that you kind of see what I'm kind of getting at with that, because you're going to need to know that going into the next year's game. Now, let's talk about 3-3 Cub and why this is a good defense. This is a good defense because if I come out in this Mike Blitz 0 or Tampa 2, either one, I'm not base aligned. I don't have anything like that. And what you're going to see here is these defenders, these 5 that you can send pressure with, they're never going to move. So like if I go to trips tight end flex, take a look at these blitzers. You see how they're not moving? The only people that are moving are the cover defenders, which is not that big of a deal. And we could, if we wanted to, tweak that just by audibling into the Tampa 2, right? Just by audibling into Tampa 2. Now, the only reason why, or I'm sorry, not audibling into Tampa 2. Let me rephrase that. We don't want to audible in Tampa 2. We want to audible into any play that has everybody blitzing, right? So Sam blitz 3, for example, and here's what you'll see. You kind of see the alignment here. See how we have these 5 rushers? They're never going to move as long as they're blitzing. I think that's a super big point in terms of how you're going to be able to defend a multitude of sets in next year's game, right? And I honestly think it's going to be more of a man-to-man base alignment, just because the man alignment is going to be best for all these like super spread out formations. Now, that being said, the other thing that I want to cover real quick with you is the actual blitz itself. So the blitz setup is to shift your defensive line away from the running back, crash your defensive line outside, and then you're going to basically try to pull the center to you and pull the running back to you. Now, a couple things you could do. You could go ahead and, maybe spy this defensive end. Or defensive tackle. He's really not a factor in the actual blitz. And you see how we're getting this disengage. Now, this disengage is a lot better in MUT, and it's a lot better in college football itself, because of the fact that, you're just going to be able to, you just have faster players, so they're going to come in a little faster. But there you see, that's kind of what the idea, that's kind of what you're looking for. And in college football, you're going to get a little bit more of an edge rush than you're going to get in Madden. But in general, this is the idea for kind of crafting pressure early, okay? So this is a super, super important little blitz breakdown. And the cool part is, as you see, I am in a bunch set. Now, I'm in a spread out set. Now, what happens when I get into that compression, that cluster that Henry was running, something like that? Let's say I get into something like that. Well, now what we're able to do is we're able to really isolate that weak side of the offense. And you see, we're going to get that same basic idea that you saw Debbie getting. So to me, this is really a key video in terms of how you're going to want to go about getting pressure in next year's game. I do think this is going to be the early meta, the early way to get pressure. And I think that if you have this is going to put you at a big leg up on the competition. Now, we're going to have a full defensive ebook dropping the very first day on Monday, July 15th, that college football is out. And in that ebook, we're going to explain not only how coverages work, how to blitz, how to stop the run, how to stop the RPOs, and give a little bitty tutorial on switch sticking. So I want to thank you for watching the video. If you want to sign up for our website to get those ebooks, that link is going to be down in the description, school.com/Cody Ballard. For just $10, you'll be able to get access to all of my college and Madden offensive and defensive ebooks by being a member over at that school site. Super excited for the new year, and hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown.